Hashtag Randlive.
It just cut out. We're going to try it.
All right, we have some more questions for Rand from Hashtag Randlive. We just finished up at the Field of Dreams, heading to the next event. We'll do a few of those now. We'll do more later, so keep them coming. First question is, do you see any big difference between Hillary and Bernie?
Well, I'm guessing they see the same hairstylist. And, I think they're both similar in the sense that they both believe that government is the answer to most things. They think the taxes should be higher and that there should be more regulations. But as a consequence, I think if we had either Hillary or Bernie, I think what we'd have is a stifling and a strangling of the economy. We already are having trouble, but particularly if you got a Bernie who's a socialist and believes that you should have a command economy, central planning, with the government controlling everything, people need to really wake up and realize that he would be an absolute and utter disaster for our country.
Okay, the next one is about executive power and executive orders. As President of the United States, what will you do with the myriad of executive orders President Obama has been signing during his presidency?
I don't think we've ever had a Republican president who really set out to undo the vast overreach of the executive branch. We've elected Republicans and we thought it was going to be better, and then the Republican didn't turn out to undo anything the Democrats have done. And in fact, sometimes the Republicans, like the first George Bush, added new wetlands regulation that made it harder for farmers and ended up getting some private landowners put in jail for breaking regulations. So as president, I've told people my goal is not to accumulate power, but to actually devolve power, give power back to the states and the people. And I would undo, I would think, virtually all, on day one, of President Obama's executive orders.
Next one is about the Second Amendment and our active duty military. Would you allow active duty service members to carry weapons on a military basis?
Yes, and in fact I've introduced legislation to do just this. Going way back to when Major Hassan committed mass murder at the military base in Texas, I made the point that it's crazy. We should allow our soldiers to carry weapons on the base, and maybe many of the lives that were lost there could have been saved. And we've had the other episode just recently, and so I've now introduced legislation that would let our soldiers carry weapons on bases to try to prevent this from ever happening again.
Next one is, what would your first day in the White House look like?
Well, we'd have to have a new audio system in there because I want to play my music really loud throughout the whole White House. And we'd probably, I'm not so sure exactly whether we'd have to bring the bowling alley back or not. I think President Obama got rid of the bowling alley. It's just, that's a real icon there. So, I would have to go out and tend things in the Rose Garden because I do have a green thumb. And so, I do like to cut the grass though, and I probably would be out there on my riding lawnmower getting some of the grass cut as well. So, I think that'd probably be enough to keep me busy on the first day.
Okay, you heard it, folks. If you want to see the President of the United States mowing his own lawn on a riding lawnmower on the south lawn of the White House, vote for Rand Paul. We'll be back later with some more questions. Hashtag Randlive.
And before we go, I have one other thing that's really important to say. One time I met Lyle Lovett, and so he and I were comparing notes on, having a bad hair day. And I was asking him if he ever had, hair that really stuck up in the wind and you could do nothing with. He said it happens to him all the time. And he and I struck a good friendship, and I think it's because we both have had our share of bad hair days.